Uh, Taqiya is a practice by which a believer could hide the fact that they have a particular religious belief in order to avoid being harmed by an oppressor. That is what Taqiya is historically. Now, as a point of fact, in the Quran, we find many references to the fact that Muhammad's followers in Mecca were being tortured, persecuted, pressured, beaten to give up their belief and practice of monotheism. Mecca was ruled by idol worshippers, and Muhammad's message of, look, there's only one God, the idols are false. Remember, the idols are also like the biggest revenue bringers to Mecca, right? People would visit to give homage to idols, give offerings. So by Muhammad preaching monotheism,
Yes, bad for business.
it's a threat to the established order. So Muhammad's message is not just theological, it's a social justice message too. So as a result of that, the powerful Meccan aristocrats tortured and threatened many of Muhammad's early followers. They said they were basically being forced, like, give up your religion or we're going to beat you in this. So the Quran talks about how one believer under torture outwardly recanted his faith. Like, he said, oh, I don't believe in Muhammad, because he was being like killed. And the Quran says that's okay. Like, God knows what's in the person's heart. If you have to save your body from harm, you can do it. Now, eventually this thing stops because Muhammad becomes more politically secure and his community becomes more secure. But after Muhammad dies, Muslim minority communities like the Shia and the Ismailis, they live in societies that are ruled by a Sunni dynasty with an army that sometimes goes out to hunt down the Shia. So a Shia Muslim was permitted, if they were asked, are you a Shia or Sunni? They were permitted to say, I'm Sunni, so they're not killed. That is what Taqiya is. That is what it is historically. So Sunnis generally never did Taqiya because their lives were never under threat.
So would you do it today, say, if you found yourself in a similar circumstance?
So even today, most like Shia and Sunni today, because we live in nation states generally, which have laws and law and order, at least I hope we do. So generally, it's not like nobody really has to do it. But, you know, in some places, when if you have a Sunni militia going to hunt a Muslim minority, it would be justified for a family to say, yeah, we're not Shia. And then they live. That's okay. What I want to say is, unfortunately, there are Islamophobes, and there are also some Christian apologists who take this concept of Taqiya and redefine it to mean Muslims in America pretending to be peaceful when they actually want to commit violence. Now, that is not what Taqiya is.